All right, good afternoon and welcome to our channel. My name is Jay. I'm the owner of Section8Consulting.com. And today I had mentioned in a previous day that we're going to be having a short video regarding BHA, which is the Boston Housing Authority. Now, what they're doing is offering home ownership to those that are qualified to do so in Boston, Massachusetts. And I would like to read you a little bit about their program. It's about 3 pages long, so I don't want to read it all, but I want you to understand from the beginning that they're offering one of the largest down payments grants out there, and it's free. It's $75,000 towards your home, and I can't think of a better way to kick things off. Now, clearly, Boston, Massachusetts is not a particularly inexpensive market, but I think that it's a market that can support those that wish to enter this program. That includes disabled, seniors, and so on, as long as you qualify. And I think the qualifying amounts would meet those even on a fixed income. So BHA's first homeownership program is a partnership with the city of Boston's mayor and the office. And it looks like they're going to be enhancing the down payment to $75,000 as mentioned within the city of Boston. The homeownership is key to building wealth. And I think what they're, in terms of speaking of wealth, is that $75,000 going into a house is equity. And that's in addition to them doing a 30-70 match, which means if you're utilizing your housing authority voucher, instead of it paying your landlord's mortgage, it would be paying yours. So 70% of that rent that's going into the home into that mortgage is additional cost and revenue that you never had to pay. So 75,000 plus 70% of everything that the PHA is contributing throughout the term of use of the voucher and the HUD homeownership program exclusively through Boston is a pretty good deal. Anytime you can get anyone in America to pay 70% of your mortgage, and then to boot to add the 75,000 makes a lot better. It almost makes the rest of the video almost irrelevant because you have just enough there. Now, one thing I want to disclose is the particulars of how this can be used and what's required. I've linked up in the description. You have to go down a few links in order to get there, but I would read through that and see if that is something that could be of interest to you. Now, I know there are going to be some people ask about portability. Well, look, if you've got a voucher, you can't port a home once it's built. I don't think you can do that. So the homeownership program in principle is a concept that's been around for about 20 years. And I'm going to make very clear that if you're going to participate in this, it often has a requirement for you also to participate in FSS, which is family self-sufficiency for those that are not disabled or seniors and retired. And FSS is like a 401k1 for those that are low income. It means for every dollar paid in, up to 10,000 could be matched by the program itself running through the PHA. In other words, you are out there working and you make $500 a week, then for up to $500, they'll match a dollar per dollar, and it would be deposited probably in a surety bond or a surety account. And at the end of that term, that large amount of money that they matched on, you could pull and push back into the revenue of the home. Well, I shouldn't say revenue, well, at least into the investment. And so there's a lot of things that are matching up to create a good position. Now, one thing that Boston has done really well is they're getting this out public because they didn't really have enough participants to start with last year. So anytime you've got a PHA or public housing authority begging clients basically to come out and utilize their program, and you've got politicians like the mayor that are excited about this program, then I would say that probably the terms in which to get in be a lot easier. In other words, your politicians need to look good. The housing authority wants to make money on the money they've got to spend, so they've got to attract the right people. So I guess by proxy, I'm helping them through this video, right? So, guys, I'm going to slowly wind this down and tell you that we'll be back, I think, Sunday to discuss a little bit more on the format of Section 8 and navigating the system. And for those of you out there that aren't even considering this, but homeownership in your own city, the thing you should be aware of is it's not available in every city. It maybe at one point it was available across vast portions of the U.S., but as of current, the program's been rolled out rolled out more over 20 years, and then it started taking a reduction. In other words, not as many PHAs, states, and counties are offering the program. So you need to first check to see if it's available in your city. And for those of you that reside in Boston, clearly it's available now. And you can start meeting those requirements. For most of you, you need to understand that over as a whole, it's kind of a 2-year commitment, because not only are you taking classes, you have to have, if you don't have a voucher, you've got to get one. And even after getting that voucher, you have to establish the use of it for a minimum of a year. And even after that, you still have family self-sufficiency that may be a prerequisite to this. And so you're kind of looking at a 2-year commitment to build up resources, to utilize program, meet lender requirements, credit, and so on. And so there's a lot involved, but if you can survive the adversity of this, I think that you'll do well. And if you've never ported or moved to a different part of the nation, then maybe the time is now, because if you were to port or move to Boston, then this would be a program that would be readily available to you, provided you meet all the requirements, both from lenders and housing authorities and so on. So considering that most that are already participating in the voucher program, I can say, look, if you've already survived having a low income, you've already survived dealing with your local housing authority and all the drama with that, then look, you're already pretty much a war hero when it comes to, in other words, you've survived enough stress and everything else. It's not going to be that. How much more harder do you think it could be just to deal with probably saving money and being able to pay a mortgage on a home with the consideration of 70% of it being covered by your local PHA? In other words, it's no more stressful to take on the extra than it would be to do nothing. So I hope to see a lot of you guys consider this as a real option for you for housing. And I look forward to talking to you guys again Sunday afternoon, probably around 4:30-ish Central Standard Time. And then we generally make videos Mondays through Fridays around 9 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and then generally in the afternoons. But that can change contingent of weather and how I'm feeling. All right. Well, I've enjoyed talking with you guys, and I hope that you finally make the big move from utilizing vouchers and then start actually getting in the market of being a homeowner, because that's where you really need to be with this. You've got to graduate to something better. All right. Have a great morning, guys.